Hey guys, this is Gaijin Hunter and welcome to my top 5 weapon series from Monster Hunter Generations. And here's a list of my top 5 favorite dual blades. Note that in Monster Hunter Generations there are dozens of final form weapons that cover everything you can possibly want, from every element to slots, no slots, good sharpness, bad sharpness, you name it. So finding the best of the best is actually an impossible task. These are just the personal favorites that I used and I really enjoyed, so if you're having any trouble coming up with some endgame goals, maybe this can give you a hint. Go ahead and let me know down in comments which weapons that you found to be your favorite to give everybody else some more choices. Okay, let's jump in. I know a lot of you are probably rolling your eyes, but yes, Hellblade Glavenus gets top on my list. The Charred Slicers are amazing. With a weapon like the dual blades, you'll be hitting a lot, meaning that 20 blasts is going to cause a lot of explosions. Make sure to pair this with Absolute Readiness, which is a common hunter art that allows you to do an absolute evade but also sharpen some of your sharpness. It definitely works with maintaining your white. I don't often have some of the flagship monsters on here, so I'm really happy to say that Mizutsune is definitely one of my favorites, both from a design perspective, naming perspective, but also its capabilities. 200 attack is top tier, 10% affinity, 26 water, which is great. And even a slot as well for some more flexibility. If you manage to be able to go endgame and pair this with sharpness plus 1 or 2, you'll even get long white. Very good weapon and very good to make. Okay, I hate to take a page out of Nvidia's book, but this is absolutely irresponsible amounts of fire. The Salamanders are from the Akantor. It's 180 attacks, a little bit on the lower end, but that 35% affinity helps make up for that, and 32 fire. That's just disgusting. Pair this with something like the special Yukumo Toka set and you'll be doing lots of damage. And of course, I personally really like the Akantor Shadow Claws. At 250 attack and 30% affinity, you can't go wrong. However, I will note that I use this with sharpness plus 1 or even sharpness plus 2, because remember, if you go into the yellow, even with bludgeoning, because of the yellow sharpness modifier, you are going to be doing significantly less damage, so make sure to use this with sharpness plus. And finally on my list is the Deviant Garuga Deadeye Daggers. At 210 attack and 10% affinity, it doesn't seem like it stands out, but that's exactly the point. Look at the sharpness. The sharpness is really strong, it's got great attack, great affinity, it's just an all-around really good weapon and looks really cool to boot. Okay, look, I will be honest, one of the reasons why I did not do this top 5 earlier is because there are so many dual blades out there that are good. I swear on my list I had about 20, which is ridiculous. So, I mean, some special shoutouts that I'm not going to put in this video is sort of like the Astalos weapon for thunder, or the Snow Baron Logombi weapon for ice, the Hyper Brachy for a double blast weapon with slots. Like, I could just go on and on. There's a lot of good weapons, so really just find what you like to do. But I had to pick out 2 special honorable mentions, so here we go. Okay, you guys know I'm a big fan of having long sharpness, so this one goes to the Silverwind Nargacuga. The Silverwind Daggers has 190 attack, 15% affinity, but beautiful long white. This means that you can hunt without really having to care too much about sharpening your weapon, which is really nice. Okay, this weapon you can't even finish yet. We have to wait for the DLC Hyper Gold Raytheon and the Silver Rathalos, but let's go ahead and keep it on our watch list. The Wyvern Conciliation has 210 attack, 28 fire, and a slot and decent sharpness, especially if you use sharpness plus 1. It's just an all-around good weapon, and I really like the design, having just both the Raytheon and the Rathalos, just 2 very iconic monsters in your hands, so you can hack and slash and kill stuff. Anyways, those were my top 5 and some honorable mentions. Again, there are a lot of weapons, like for example I used the Kushada Daoda, but I did not want to recommend doing a worn weapon because it would be almost impossible to find. Anyways, I'm rambling at this point. There's just so many good dual blades out there, so go ahead and let us know down in comments which ones you found that you really like. And until next time, happy hunting.